Boy, oh boy. The price of freedom is steep.
Hey guys, ExJW still fading here. I kind of want to make a new video on this topic that I mentioned on Twitter. I think this video is long overdue as well. But I was going to talk about where I stand spiritually. I think right now, I personally have became a little apathetic, where I don't really care if God does exist or if he doesn't exist. I really just want the truth and to be objective about everything. I don't think it would affect me positively or negatively if it goes either way. I just kind of want a direct answer and leave it at that. I've realized that it's something that I can't really prove or disprove. So I don't feel the need to focus on it. I also feel like my ties with the organization have kind of made me a little, I would say, disappointed, or I know there's a better word for it, uninterested. I think that's a little bit better. I'm a little uninterested in even learning more about the Bible or God in general. When you are a Jehovah's Witness, and I'm sure many of you would probably agree with this, you're taught that that is the truth and that no other organization can even compare to it. No other religion is even close. And all my life I grew up thinking that. So to find out that the truth that I thought it was is not actually the truth, well, then everything else must still be a lie as well. You kind of just view it like that. I also never really wanted to get involved with another religion either after leaving. That thought never crossed my mind. I never said, well, okay, once I kind of have a foundation myself and I don't have to worry about anything, I can go ahead and just do my own thing and then probably find God in another church. That's never crossed my mind. I've always been thinking, well, if this isn't it, then I'm not interested in doing anything else. And I think that mostly stems from the fact that, as I said earlier, if this isn't the truth, then I don't want anything else. I felt that it was really close, somewhat, when I was in. Felt that it was close to what God would require of people. But unfortunately, that's not the case, and I realize that now. So I've just became a little uninterested. I felt I had to make this video too because a lot of people I see in the comments, they're kind of curious, and some people were kind of encouraging me to read the Bible and find God and so forth. And I appreciate the thought behind it, because I know your intentions are good. But really, whenever I think about doing that, to try to read the Bible, to find God, so to speak, again, I just don't have any interest in doing that. My whole purpose of this channel is just to help other people who are also fading or who have left the organization, so I can help them work towards what they want to work towards, what they want to focus on, and to make it a little bit easier for them to understand that there are other people out there that are going through the same thing they're going through. My focus of this channel wasn't to encourage people to find God, or to become an atheist. That was never my intention. I think everyone should make that choice themselves, and if they do their own research and they feel comfortable with that decision, then just go for it. I'm not the person to tell you what to do. And I think that's why I kind of just wanted to go ahead and lay it out there that I personally am uninterested in going either way. Once again, it doesn't help me positively or negatively if God exists or if he doesn't exist at this point in my life right now. I think one thing that I do focus on now, though, is that I want to make sure that the people who are in the organization still, who are physically in, mentally in, that they don't get hurt too hard if the organization comes crashing down in my lifetime. I'd like to be able to help them in the best way I can, and hopefully I'm getting people out of the organization as well too, because that organization, the primary focus of it, in my opinion, isn't so much to help people, it's to make people follow the governing body, which if you're going to hide behind the guise of following God, when in actuality it's following these 8 old men in New York somewhere, that's disingenuous to me, and I really don't like that. I've never liked that when it comes to any organization. I'd rather people be a little bit more straightforward and just be honest with people and transparent. And it's a little disappointing when you see organizations like this use people and abuse people, and they don't pay the price or get any consequences on their end. I also wanted to say that spirituality, I don't think, is a bad thing at all. I think that if you are a deeply spiritual person and that's your interest, and it keeps you calm, and it keeps you, I would say, sane. It keeps you sane. Then continue doing that. Do what works for you. Some people just feel more comfortable with believing in no type of deity or existence that's above them, and that's perfectly fine. A lot of those people probably would rather believe in science, for instance, and that's perfectly fine. Do what feels comfortable to you. I don't think anyone should tell anyone else how they should feel or what path they should go down. I will say that after I did leave over a year ago, that was like the last time I went to the meeting, it was over a year ago. My main goal at first was to find, okay, well, if this isn't the truth, then let me see if I can just read the Bible myself and not join another religion, but just read the Bible myself and come to an accurate conclusion, gain knowledge from the Bible, and be more comfortable with that, and still be a servant of, Jehovah. That was my thought. As I continued to dig a little bit deeper and understand certain things, and to read the Bible as a whole, I started to lose interest in doing that. And I think the main reason behind why I kind of lost interest was because I was constantly praying for some type of guidance or direction, and showing me where I had to kind of go at. And I didn't feel like I was really getting anywhere. I felt like I kind of was a little forgotten. So I said, well, I don't think this is helping me. Also, too, I felt like I was relying a little bit too much on God, Jehovah, to try to assist me in everything that I wanted to do. And that was one of my big problems whenever I was a witness. I never relied on myself, so I didn't have too much confidence in my own abilities. And after leaving the organization that still kind of was with me for a while, I felt like they were almost like training wheels on a bicycle, where if you don't take those off and learn to ride the bicycle by yourself, you'll never really be independent. So I felt that I needed to cut myself off, so to speak, and just become more independent and rely on myself and what I'm capable of doing, rather than relying on God. It was a big hindrance to always rely on God for practically everything, as I would be very afraid and terrified that if I didn't pray to God about this one thing, then I wouldn't succeed. And it became known to me that after leaving the organization, even while I was in, there's still some instances where I didn't feel like my prayers weren't really answered. After I left the organization, I noticed that my prayers to understand what he wanted me to do weren't really being answered. It didn't feel like I really had an answer to that. And I think that if God truly did care about every person, especially if they're trying to get to know him, because it says in the Bible, draw close to God and he will draw close to you. If he truly cared and someone was praying and saying, hey, I just want to get to know you, just you, yourself, and how you're supposed to do things and what you want me to do, because I've made this big decision in my life to not be a part of this organization that I thought was at one point the truth, and I found that it's not. What do you want me to do? And I didn't feel like I got any answer, and it was just kind of like a little demoralizing. I felt that it kind of helped me a little bit mentally to cut myself off so that I wouldn't rely so much on God, and I would rely a little bit more on myself. And by doing that, I gained more confidence in myself and my own abilities. And now I feel more comfortable making decisions on my own. I mentioned on the Twitter post that I made that I really couldn't tell you the last time I prayed. The reason why I'm even making this video is because my mother had talked to me not too long ago, and she asked me, do you still pray before you eat your food? And I said, I just gave her like a muffled, like, yeah, like a really quick, like, yeah, just so she wouldn't dig too deep into it. And I know how my mother is. If I would have said, no, I don't, then it would have been a huge conversation. And I'm sure many of you know that it's best to just avoid those types of things. Plus, I don't want to hurt my mom. I know that she would just be almost hurt if I would have said no. So, unfortunately, yeah, I will lie to my mom just so I won't have to deal with the conversation. I know it's probably not the best thing, but it seemed like the best option as of right now, and I probably will continue doing it until I find my own way out and I have my own foundation. I can't find a better solution. It's either that or I get talked to and lectured about a whole bunch of things from Jehovah's Witness literature, and I would rather not even be involved with that. I'd rather just not even hear a lecture. But I haven't prayed in a very, very long time. I don't know the last time I even prayed. I don't remember what time it was. I don't know if it was a year or so ago, which it probably was, but I do remember the last thing I did pray about. I asked God plainly, show me what the truth is from your word, the Bible, and I will do just that. That's what I said. I'm looking for the truth. I know you want me to do the right thing. Tell me what you want me to do, and I'll do just that. And I didn't receive any response, it seemed like. I looked everywhere from the Bible, and the only thing I could really find was that I just need to be a good person. This is what the conclusion I came to. This is my understanding. You may not agree with it, and that's fine. But this is what I felt God was technically telling me. I felt that I just needed to be a good person. I just needed to do well to all people. I needed to make sure that I take care of my family, help others when I can help them, and just not cause a problem for other people that are also on the earth. You think about it, if God does exist and he's coming back in Armageddon, do you think God would kill someone who is doing well for his whole family and even his neighbors, and he knew that that person's heart condition was good and they had great intentions to do his will? Do you think that God would kill that person? I don't think he would. And that's why I don't believe that God would even kill other people from other religions. There's so many different types of religions and beliefs. And they were good people. They honestly wanted to do the right thing. They wanted to do what God requested of them. I can't see God coming back, Armageddon being here, Armageddon coming. He sees all those people and says, well, you weren't a Jehovah's Witness. Even though you were good, you wanted to do my will, but you just had a different interpretation of the Bible. Well, That's too bad. I'm going to have to destroy you. I don't see the reasoning behind that. It makes no sense to me. I want to believe that God is a good being. He has to be. That's what his book says. He has to be good. I want to believe that he would look at everyone's heart condition and judge that person from that. Not their beliefs, but just how they were as an individual. That's the conclusion I came to, and I think I'm going to stick with that. And that's why now I don't feel that I need to look into the Bible. I don't feel that I need to find another religion. I feel comfortable being where I'm at, because regardless of what may happen, if God does exist, he comes back with Armageddon, or if he doesn't exist and absolutely nothing happens, I still win. I did good for people, I did good for myself, and I did good for my family. I really do appreciate you guys watching the videos that I put out. I hope that they give some comfort to other people. But yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate the support. Hope you guys are having a good one. Stay safe out there and take care.